All right, so it is finally time to talk about the Ghost 2.0 for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a step back. Let's go ahead and rewind a little bit to the iPhone 15 Pro Max and why we are already at a version 2.0. Now, as you can see right here, I do have a 15 Pro Max in that titanium black with the original Ghost 1.0. So if you guys saw this video, I was one of the first to review it, and I was so anticipated for this case. Everybody out there in the case game couldn't wait to get a Ghost 1.0 in. I got this bad boy in, and it just fell short on a lot of things. And I knew this case could be great. dBrand just had to work on a few things, and that's exactly what they did with the 2.0. So let's go ahead and show you what the main issues were on the first gen, and then we'll go ahead and get into the second gen and show you how they improved just about every single one. Now, the first thing that I know when I slapped up on the dBrand Ghost case is one thing. dBrand, we know they are about a tight fit. They like a very stiff fit that goes all around the device. And then when we got down here on the Ghost 1.0 to that bottom, it just had a little bit too much drip. Now, this wasn't terrible, too much drip, this wasn't terrible, but it did just give a little bit of droop down here where I kind of wanted this to tighten up just a little bit more. So that was one of the first things that stood out to me. Although this isn't terrible, but I expect more from dBrand when it comes to the fit. Now, second of all, was the number one thing that I think was the issue when it came to the Ghost. Now, of course, they got the no yellowing down. I don't know what dBrand does. I don't know what type of widgetry they pulled, what type of beakers they done poured solution all over the back of this device, but this thing does not yellow, all right? I mean, just look at this. This is a 1.0, and there's not a single bit of yellowing going on with this one, but it didn't yellow. But one thing it did do was scratch as soon as you looked at it out the box. I mean, people were reporting scratches straight out the box. Now, I'm not sure if the camera is picking up this, but you can see there are a lot of scuffs and scratches when it comes to the back of this device. Now, also, when it comes to the back, the MagSafe was definitely a little bit different in my opinion. First thing with the MagSafe is you can actually feel it, where it's actually you can feel the magnet going around. Now, normally we like it to where it's flush. This is going to be the 2.0. As you can see, you don't really feel no magnet. It's flush from the inside. This was definitely a different take. Wasn't terrible, but just a little bit different. Now, when we're talking about MagSafe, dBrand was saying that it is some of the strongest MagSafe magnets that you've ever seen on a case, and especially on the clear case. So, I go ahead and pull out my super scientific base right here, and I put it down and I lift it up, and I'm like, okay, hold on. This didn't this isn't super strong with my super scientific base right here. So I was like, that magnet isn't that strong. That was another thing that was wrong with the Ghost 1.0. Next thing was the back. Now, I don't know if this is something that they corrected or this is something that a lot of people paid attention to, but the back didn't really even have any grips or anything or a little ledge in order to keep that device on the back from getting scratched up just from sitting on the table and different things like that. Once again, we do see a subtle improvement with that with the 2.0. Outside of that, I absolutely love the design of the 1.0. I almost wish I love this little single strand that goes all the way around, the grip that goes all the way around, and how thin the Ghost 1.0 was. But all things must have a transition. All things must upgrade. No case is perfect. If I can get this 1.0 off of this device. Now, one thing about it, they got something right. This is damn sure tight fitting case, all right? But slide over now to the all new Ghost 2.0, and this is going to be for the 15 Pro Max. I'm basically just showing you all the differences, and then we'll go ahead and move over to the 16 Pro Max, all right? But let's go ahead and pop this 15 Pro Max in, get that in a nice confident snap, and just look at the things that has been approved when we are talking about the Ghost 2.0. First things first, let's go ahead and take it down to the bottom. As you can see now, that's the fit that we are expecting to see when it comes to a dBrand case. Super firm, and definitely when it comes to those edges. Next, flip it over on the back. Now you no longer feel that MagSafe. It's actually the way that we all know a MagSafe magnet to be when it comes to a case. And I love this little question mark. If the question mark had a big ass head, that's what this is. I'm liking it because it just looks a little bit different. It gives its own unique look, especially when it comes to a MagSafe. So that looks good. The back, I will tell you, man, this back does not scratch as easy. This, I don't know. Once again, beakers, and you know the class, was it biology or whatever it is? I don't know what class it was, chemistry. All right, I hate either one of them. I don't know what they did, what process they got to the back of this thing, but it simply does not scratch. I have a 16 Pro Max version I've been using for about a week. I don't see a single scratch on it, where the 1.0, it scratched when I had dinner, and the case had nothing to do with dinner. All right, so that is corrected also in the back. And let's just take a look at this MagSafe strength, because this is what I'm expecting to see when you say a strong MagSafe. Just about dropped it, but you see what I'm saying? This bad boy is up here with confidence, and it's not coming off. And that's what I expect to see when I hear strongest MagSafe out there when it comes to a clear case. But enough of the 15 Pro Max. Of course, this is going to be the 15 Pro Max version. As you can see right here, it has the grips now that goes all along the side of it. But I want to go ahead and shift gears now, and let's go ahead and get into the 16 Pro Max version, what you all have came for, and let's go ahead and get into it. So this is going to be the Ghost 2.0 for the 16 Pro Max. Of course, the differences right offhand, you already know when it comes to them. The one has that camera control button on the left hand, which is going to be that 16 Pro Max. The 15 Pro Max doesn't. When all things were equal the way they should be with no camera control button, because this camera, bane of my existence when it comes to the camera control button. But you get that nice grips that go all the way around. Now, one thing you know, it is not unfamiliar when it comes to dBrand with grips, because the grip does it a different way. Of course, they have the little micro dot texture that goes all the way around. But when it comes to the Ghost, it has these little lines that go all the way around that work just as good, if not a little bit better than the original grip. Now, let's go ahead and bring the grip case over here, because I like this Ghost case and the way it feels in hand, because it's not as thick as the grip and it's not as thin as the 1.0. I love how thin this 1.0 was, and I feel like it sits comfortably in the middle of both of these cases. Now, let's go ahead and drop it on the scale, see how much she weighs, because I have no idea how much this Ghost even weighs. Let's go ahead and drop it down. It is looking at 49 grams with just the Ghost alone. Let's go ahead and give it a little wipe down. Now, you know, if I would have did this to the 1.0, scratched. All right, just scratched right now. As soon as I would have, as soon as I would have rubbed it, it would have scratched up. Pop that on, pretty decent snap. You know, nothing to write home about, but the fit is there, and you guys will see that in a minute. Dropping it down on the scale, 289 grams Ghost 2.0 paired with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I feel like I might have mixed them up throughout the video, but let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is basically how the white titanium looks inside of that Ghost 2.0, and that is just very nice looking case right there, especially that big headed question mark magnet pops right up. Absolutely love it. Just looks really clean in my opinion with this white titanium. But let's go around it, because although I love the Ghost 2.0, and this case will be on my phone for a very long time, no case is perfect and there was always room to improve. And I think there are a few areas which are not deal breakers that the Ghost 2.0 can improve on. So first thing we gotta take a look at, let's go with that lay on the table protection. Now, the first thing you see, that it's not a lot of lip when it comes to the lay on the tail protection. Yes, I do have a tempered glass screen protector up there, and you just don't see a lot of lip. That's something I'm not used to when it comes to the dBrand grip case, because they kind of have that slope effect where it's slim in the middle, ramps up on the top and bottom. I would have loved to seen that on the Ghost, but it just doesn't leave a lot of space for confidence if you were to drop this case. Now, it is rated up to 12 feet of drop protection, but I personally would like to see just a little bit more lip that goes around. I mean, it is just about flush with the screen, and I know they're trying to keep things very thin, but I need just a little bit more lip when it comes to that. Now, flipping it over on the back, as you can see here, you're going to get that raised camber lip. Now, one thing that I'm not sure if it does have an effect on is flashes. I know when you have a clear case, sometimes you need to put a black ring around here because the reflection can flash. Not sure if that's an issue, something I might have to test out and let you guys know a little bit later. But I like the way this is. You have standard camera protection, but I wonder if it does give you a little bit of flashback when it comes to the actual camera. I don't think it does. Haven't heard much talk about it. I think for the S version of the Samsung, I think I heard slight ramblings about it, but something that you have to pay attention to when it comes to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Haven't heard it, so it may not be a problem. Normally, you do see a little black ring to combat that issue. Now, let's go ahead and talk about how this case fits on the phone, because the Ghost case fits very good, very tight. I think the 1.0 fits a little bit more snug. Let's go ahead and get into it. So as you come to the top side right here, you're not going to get much movement. You get a little movement, but you really have to Very firm. All right. Very firm walls when it comes to that one. Coming along the sides right here with the buttons. This is point number two that I think can subtly be improved when it comes to the Ghost case. I would like to see this a little bit more locked down. I don't think the actual Ghost 1.0, and let's test it out on the 15 Pro Max. I think the 1.0 was a little bit more firm when it came to that area. Yeah, see, the 1.0 did not move that much to where now the actual 2.0 gives you a little bit of movement on the sides. Now, is that going to be a deal breaker? Absolutely not. Been running for a week. Don't see an issue. Don't think that'll get deformed. Don't think it'll start to show the bezels on the corners. Just something that I noticed that I would like to see just improved just that little bit. But as you go down, you can see that it is up there very tight, no issues. Coming to the camera control button, yeah, you do get a little movement right there when it comes to the camera control button, but on the bottom side, very firm as well. So when it comes to the fit, I would like to see that area right around camera control snugged up. Same thing when it comes to the power and the volume up and down button. Speaking of buttons, let's go ahead and talk about that next. The buttons, of course, are going to be integrated in. You're going to have your air slits. So you have air slits. You're going to have a pattern that goes crossways. You're going to go horizontal when it comes to the volume up and down. But when it comes to the action button, that's going to be going vertical. Just kind of a breakup and feeling when you're talking about pressing the buttons, maybe in your pocket or something like that. Action button that nobody uses. I don't. Volume up and down. Very tactile. Power. All buttons, very clicky, no issues. Didn't have any issues with the 1.0, don't have any with the 2.0. Next, let's go ahead and talk about that camera control button because this is a very smooth integration that they did with the camera control button because it's almost blended in to where you can't see it. It doesn't stand out, and that's kind of what I really like. Some people who don't use it, like myself, you don't even want to know it's there. This has a very smooth implementation to really, you don't even know it's there because it kind of matches in perfectly with the bezels of the device. But enough about that. Let's see how the performance is. Now, what this is, I'm finding that it is pretty accurate. All right. I feel like some others might be a little bit more, and I feel like this is something that you just have to get used to. I don't use this button, and I'm just fooling around with it right now. I don't use this button a lot. And you see, I'm kind of like pressing. You see what I'm saying? Like double click. See, I just suck at using this camera control button. See, I can't get it. See, sometimes I feel like this camera control button will kind of get a little wonky on you. But for the most part, it does work pretty good. Once you get your controls down, it's something that you just seem to got to get used to. The camera control for me, I feel like it's just so finicky and it's something that I have to get used to. But I feel like the sensitivity is there. You know, I can kind of go back and forth and do the fast thing, but it gets kind of caught up sometimes. And this is my issue with it. Like, it doesn't work as good as I would want it to personally. Now, everybody is saying that they're getting amazing results with it. I don't know. I mean, it works. Sometimes it works really good. Sometimes I feel like it can kind of get hung up a little bit. I'm not 100% sure. But one thing that I would like to see about the camera control button is it does have a little movement. It moves ever so slightly. And I feel like any movement that you get with a camera control button, it seems like it have to affect performance a little bit. Maybe it's just 1 + 1 = 2 to me. You get a moving part, it gives you a little bit of variance right there where I feel like it won't register good. So I'm not sure if it's something I'm doing wrong, but sometimes the camera control button works perfectly. And other times I feel like I have to fibble around with it a little too much to get it to register. I don't know. I'm still up in arms about the camera control button. I do feel like the grip case, and let me go ahead and show you real fast what I'm talking about. I just don't have that issues with the grip case. I feel like the grip case camera control button is just spot on. I mean, look at this. You double tap, you slide over. The grip case, my performance just seems a lot better. I mean, you get it and you slide over, boom. You see, I'm just getting a little bit more responsiveness from the grip case. So I'm kind of going off what I'm known for with using this case a little bit longer. Camera control button just leaves a little bit to be desired for me when it comes to the grip case. And as you can see, it kind of has those copper rods. Not 100% sure when it comes to the technology of that. But all in all, I feel like it does work pretty good. Maybe I'm just sorry with it. Y'all let me know in the comment section down below if you have it and what your experience is. Now, let's go ahead and talk about how it feels in the hands because this case does feel good in the hands. Just like I stated, it's at a perfect size of not being too thin, not being too bulky. Love the way this feels in your hands, and the grips I feel like do an amazing job, and I feel like it will last longer because some things about the grip, it can tend to get a little dirty around here where the areas where the grips are. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about that when it comes to this Ghost 2.0. So it feels good in the hands, keeps things thin. Yes, you're gonna have that clear back, but in my opinion, it just feels good. No sharp corners, anything like that when you're talking about holding this device. Now, flip it over on the back, just like I stated, man, there's like a tiny lip, almost the same size as the lip on the front. That's on the back. So you know when you set your case down, you're not setting it directly on the back of it. Once again, not having any premature scratches when we are talking about using it. But let's go ahead and move over to MagSafe because you guys already saw how strong the MagSafe was. Let's go ahead and bring MagSafe on there, popping it up there. Very strong MagSafe. I mean, I have no issues with this MagSafe. Very, very strong. As you see here, picks up my base, no problem. That's what I want to see. And it's actually pulling the base out of the base. When have you seen a case do this? It actually pulled the base out. That's telling you that this bad boy has some strong magnets because it pulled my base up out of the base. All right, so good job, dBrand, when it comes to the magnets. Let's go over here to the wallet. All right, so if you're using a MagSafe wallet, as you can see right here, it's going to be very sturdy. One thing about this magnet, it is very strong. Using the wallet, yeah, you may get a little bit of dancing here and there, but overall, if you're just taking this about your pocket, doing things like that, it may shift, but it's not going to be a bigger deal. You have a very strong magnet. Once again, this is from a wallet, and I'm not gonna keep shaking that because I don't want my phone to fly over there and potentially break. All right, mag shake test, what y'all been waiting for, man. I think let me go ahead and brace myself because I think this bad boy right here is going to be a heavy shake. So let's go ahead and get to it. Light shakes. All right, get loose a little bit. Medium. All right, heavy. Mm, mm. Shit. Okay, let's do a redo. All right, that's I'm about to start sweating in a minute. Heavy shake. Shit. All right, as you saw, that is very strong. All right, heavy shake. I'm just about to little perspirate. A little bit of sweat on the forehead trying to get that magnet out, man. Very strong magnets when it comes to the dBrand Ghost 2.0. But this video has been entirely too long. I really wanted to go in detail with this case to show you everything that it's working with. First of all, I want to give a huge shout to dBrand. Bravo for handling the Ghost 2.0 release with class. They actually sent everybody a 2.0 that ordered the 1.0 for completely free. And that's the reason why it was taking me so long to get it. You guys were asking me where it's at. They was fulfilling customers before they even reached out to creators. And that I can appreciate. So bravo, dBrand, for doing that. Once again, the Ghost 2.0 is an excellent case. Excellent case. But there's a few things that I would like cleaned up just a little bit. I would like firmer fits when it comes to the sides, camera control button. Feel like that I want that camera control button to not have so much wiggle. And also I want that screen lip to be a little bit more prominent to just really guarantee that we have a nice lay on the tail protection. All of those things though are very minimal. This case will be on my phone for a very long time. It's been up there for a week and I haven't felt the need to switch it out. Also, top 10 case. I was waiting on this for my top 10 video. It's going to be up there. Not telling you where it's going to be. Just stay tuned in about a week or so coming up for that video. But if you want to check it out, links down below. Go grab one, man. 50 bucks they're shipping right now. I think you will like it. Everybody on the internet seems to love it. And if you got it, let me know in the comment section how you like it as well. But if you want to check out that dBrand grip case right here, which I also love, that probably is going to be in my top 10 as well, I'll be sure to leave that video right here.